That's good news coming there from Adamawa State, and we hope that they remain COVID-19 free. Joining us in the studio here in Lagos is Mrs. Veronica Okugbeni, a clinical pharmacist, Deputy Director, Federal Neuropsychiatric Hospital, Yaba, Lagos. Thank you for joining us on the program.
Thank you, Millicent, for having me.
All right. First, let's look at our death toll. We're seeing a lot more cases so far, but in the absence of a vaccine, would you say that we're winning the war?
In Nigeria, I think we are not yet there because, in quotes, after the partial lockdown was lifted, people let their guards off. So you can walk in the streets of Lagos now, you see over 100 people, and they're not wearing masks. People are not washing their hands. So I think for us, really, the government has done their part. But if we as individuals do what we are supposed to do, the proper normal hygiene, wash your hands, use the hand sanitizer, use your face masks, I think this death toll will come down. But right now, I don't think as citizens we are really doing our part. So I think we need to change that.
So we understand that Dexamethasone, something new from the UK government, has come in, and they said it's a possible treatment to reduce the risk of death, especially those on ventilators and the use of oxygen. What's your take on that drug?
Dexamethasone is a steroid. And for them, they did a study, like you said, they did a study in UK, and you said found out that, yes, that's actually helped those that are severely down with COVID. Because what it does is, for those people that have severe COVID, the immune system tries to fight the COVID-19, and so it just goes haywire. And that's why you have people coming down with immune system deficiency. So what this dexamethasone does for them, according to research, that it helps calm this immune system. And so for them, they've said, okay, we can use it, and it's for 10 days. But in Nigeria, NCDC has said no. It's not in our protocol. It has not been validated to be used in Nigeria because the side effects are very bad. And because we are a country, a people that don't obey rules, we can go to a pharmacy and buy it. We all know of the incidents that happened after chloroquine. When we found out that chloroquine could be used, people started abusing it, and they had chloroquine toxicity. For dexamethasone, it's also very bad. The side effects can come down with hypertension, can come down with diabetes. You can come down with deficiency in your immune system, and you'll be able to fight disease because you are abusing this drug. So NCDC has said no. I will encourage everybody as a pharmacist, please, please, please don't abuse this drug. It is not validated for use in Nigeria. We have a protocol in Nigeria, and dexamethasone is not it.
Well, looking at the World Health Organization, they issued a statement saying that this is the Director General, Dr. Ghebreyesus, saying that it is great news, a first treatment shown to reduce mortality in patients with COVID-19. Another thing which the World Health Body said is that the findings reinforce the importance of large randomized control trials, that produce actionable evidence, which I guess doesn't occur very often.
Yes. Like why it's a welcome development is that the cost of dexamethasone is cheap to be able to treat a patient that has severe COVID symptom. So you cannot use it for mild, or you cannot use it for somebody that is asymptomatic. So what is like we've come to establish is it must be used for those that have severe COVID symptom. And they are still just working with a group. So they cannot really say, let's go out and tell everybody to use it, because the group that they use for the study is still small, and it's UK. And like we know, COVID is not a one-size-fits-all. It might work for them in UK because of their gene, and coming down to Nigeria, it might not work. So I think we still have to be very cautious about dexamethasone.
What's your assessment of the number of medications or treatment regimen to handling COVID in Nigeria?
I think in Nigeria, like Lagos State came in yesterday and was talking that they're still using chloroquine and hydroxychloroquine. So depending on what the finding is for Nigeria, we can still go ahead with it. So for now in Nigeria, I know most people are using antivirals. Some are using chloroquine. Some are using hydroxychloroquine. So depending on what the center is using and find effective, that is their protocol. So, and they go with it.
Let's switch to mental health. This new normal is affecting people differently. Okay. How would you say COVID-19 has impacted our mental health in the country?
It has. We are people that are very sociable. We have parties every weekend, and in a way it helps our mental health, because God not created us to be an isolated people. Going out, it's part of mental health. So for now, COVID-19 is restricting all of us. We're at home. You cannot go and visit family. You cannot share your burden with people like you used to do. At times, you just need to see somebody to tell the person what you are going through, but that is cut off. Economics, it's also there. People have lost their jobs. People are being paid half. Some cannot take care of the family. It's affecting them. So that's why you see a rise in mental cases like the issues of rape, suicide, depression coming in. Then anxiety is another thing that is going on now, that we have an increase. Because normally if you have a cold, before COVID, if you have a cold, you just sneeze and you forget about it. But now if you have a cold, sincerely, you might not sleep that night because you will be thinking...
Or even those around you might be
Yes,
looking
are
at you
you, everybody's
suspiciously.
suspicious of you. Is it COVID-19? So you have anxiety on the rise now. You have panic attack on the rise now. So those are things that we know there before. People are not sleeping well, all as a result of the COVID. So it's really affecting mental health. But the truth about it is that COVID will come, COVID will go. Let's all deal with these issues in a way that it doesn't affect us, that we are now grounded, that we are not able to live our life. It will come to pass.
So do people identify these issues as a mental health problem, especially anxiety and then depression? Yes. And then how can they battle it in this COVID era?
The first thing, if you notice that you're having anxiety or sleep issues, get in touch with your medical person, a medical professional. It can be as good as doctors, can be as pharmacists, psychologists, they are working. I know the psychologists, they are doing a lot with COVID patients and even the caregivers themselves and even the healthcare providers, because there's a lot of burnout, so they are working with them. And as much as possible, as pharmacists, we are trying to make drugs available to help. There are actually drugs that can help with anxiety, that can help with panic attack, that can help with depressions, and they're available in the hospital, and you can have access to them. So these drugs are available, and they can actually help with the mental health.
All right, and that's under medical
prescription. Yes.
We'd like to thank you, Mrs. Veronica Okugbeni, clinical pharmacist, Deputy Director, Federal Neuropsychiatric Hospital, Yaba, Lagos. Thank you for joining us on the program.
Thank you so much, Millicent.